All right. It's gonna be a little review. I was thinking what Fan about to say. No notes. I was focused on this review is gonna be honest and how I'm gonna feel because I'm gonna say what I say. I'm not gonna care about this video, make more reviews and all that type of stuff. It is that I just feel like kind of anxious of this movie because I finally watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side Dimension of this movie because this movie made me, how can I say this? Made me confused. Forgive me if I'm stuttering, forgive me. I don't want to make it like a long essay how amazing it is. You know, one of those reviewers, they just over exaggerate certain things. I'm gonna cut to the chase and say how I feel towards this movie because I hope God allowed me to remember certain things I had to say because I was watching this movie late at night for free on YouTube. And I was like, okay, so maybe I could get a chance to watch it. As all due respect, I respect Yu-Gi-Oh! I respect Kichichi Kahachi's work, but this is like unsatisfying to me because this is like this movie became an afterthought because the story already been finished between, the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series and he wanted to tell it so, but many people said Kaiba supposed to be the main character in this movie, but I'd probably do my research on my own or maybe slide this into the video and express it's the truth because I feel like I just got lied to because somebody in a reviewer, to be honest, they say on Kaiba lost to an AI version of, you know, the Pharaoh. That's him. But I feel like, okay, so somebody basically lied in this movie, and I don't like people when they lie about certain things. And when you go watch it, it'd be best for you to make your own point of view, your own opinion, your own truth, what you feel towards, anything you consume in media as a whole. So we're gonna make that one clear. But this one, it doesn't satisfy me as much as it should because it's like an afterthought. So we're gonna focus on the plot. And maybe you could say three in one, but it doesn't correlate with each other. So Divine, that's his name. Want a simple revenge, but his revenge kind of like construed and misplaced in a way though. Like he really want revenge because I think his buddy partner with the name Key, the dude, I forgot his name, but he wanted revenge on Bakura, and even though the Pharaoh did much of nothing, I don't know why he get angry at the Pharaoh too as well. I don't feel like he was not a threatening villain. It was just that, and like I said, this movie is like an afterthought, and it's focused on nostalgia base and try to go back on the old stuff. We're gonna focus on nostalgia. We may not see this character thing come again, but I say all good things have to come to an end because the original Yu-Gi-Oh still be there. You could go back and rewatch it. You know what I'm saying? But stories meant to be finished. This movie, I feel like this movie should never have a movie because it's okay to make a new story to see what our characters finna about do in the aftermath. Well, they've been explaining the comic book. Yugi, he got his motivation of, try to build a game, and if it get popular, we all come back together. Um, Taya, we been knew about her when in the original years she said she want to be a dance choreographer when she go to move to America after her graduation. Um, I think the other two, Jonah Key or the other dude, not too much. One with a mohawk like this, but Mokuba, not so much. I was trying to think about the villain of this show because it's nothing too much. It was like he's kind of construed, and I had to disagree with somebody else to say he was threatening the villain, but he really wasn't. It was just like the Atlanta Idol that puzzle cube. I could say Limium Cube. I feel like to me. It just like he was just chicky. He was never was threatening. He could throw people in dimensions. I think I miss villains when they used to be creative, the way how they torture their victims more than like thrown in the pocket dimension. I understand he was trying to erase him from existence, but I feel like most of the villains in Vigil of Yu-Gi-Oh! They used to like torment their opponent or taunt them or get on their last nerves and all that. He ain't doing no added flair and texture and all that type of stuff. I get it, like he want to go and cut to the chase, and I feel like the way. Okay, I gotta say this. Let me just rewind just a little bit because more I continue. Um, when we get to the classroom and they notice the character name, his name, the villain, it's kind of like I. This is like Yu-Gi-Oh! Said. Normally, these characters should got used. Did they get used of any normal supernatural normal activities like who are this character? Like I understand it's like a new series. Maybe they be cautious, but at the exact same time, I know saying like I already know he's a villain, but should one of these characters feel like they have an odd feeling about this character? Like, did they Avengers explain like what Maximilian Pegasus, Bakura, even though Bakura was shady and he got controlled by another entity? Should they like ask questions about him and be cautious? They was like quick and friendly to him. I understand like maybe it was like misunderstood until they earned the character trust. I get that part, but it feels like they should know ahead of time, like all of them. Kaiba knows because it was just a matter of fact he'd spot him with his advanced technology and he have cameras around the facilities and all that. So I kind of find that weird because, he don't have like government assistance if you really think about it. Because I know he's supposed to be the richest man in the world, but I find that kind of confused. Like you see how this movie kind of messed up. Like I'm trying to express the way how I feel towards this villain, but this villain to me, it just feels like he want revenge, and it doesn't solve a conclusion to the ending. It's not like justifiable. I wish that he would used to like torment his victims, like maybe send them in another dimension, to like a torture dimension, like they tortured them or evade their mind or something like that. But oh well. Now Kaiba. Kaiba to me, he just want to fail return back. To be honest, I feel like this movie focus on I know nostalgia, but it's just like we all want to see these characters back again. It feels like Kaiba. But all due respect, you should respect Adam wishes because he's finally want to rest in peace. He believes he's not dead yet. Yeah, but I can understand supernatural phenomenon, his ability and a puzzle. He could come back anytime he wanted to. But as respect, I should say let him rest in peace as a main character. But they said we do need him in this movie when they was doing in that final boss. But other than that, it just like yeah, I don't know. I feel nothing with Kaiba. It feels like he wants to duel with him so he could prove himself he's the best dude. He wanted to take on the Pharaoh. If he beat him, then he would accomplish his goals. And then he had a choice by sacrificing his own self to go to the afterlife to order to duel the Pharaoh. Instead of just doing that, you should have been done that and make prototypes instead of just hogging around the movie and all that type of stuff. It feel like this movie does it really need to be existed? All the respect to the creator, it's his vision, but I just wondering. This movie is again, it's like an afterthought. It feels like it's hollow, it's empty, it's more like he doesn't know how to continue the story because the story already been finished. Like I could tell it's like an afterthought. I just I'm sorry, but this feels like I got confused with this movie and this movie is just so stupid. It really is stupid. I'm trying to explain the best way I can with this movie, but if you enjoy it, by all means go on ahead. But I just it feel like this is like a truth, but whatever. Some people don't want to hear truth. They're gonna say this is like a PNA video, but whatever. Like normally, like I said, I didn't focus on any good things in the movie. I say it's okay, like the animation, but other than that, the animation didn't got too much from nowhere for me because I'm interested in this story. Even though it's a story, it don't have to be a masterpiece, as long as it's a good, never constructed story, and that's about it. But it feels like it got confusing. It's like we jump here to here and here and here, rather than going to the big ending, the final duel between you know, Divine. Never was with Yugi. Never was satisfying. It was like two waves of him. Never was satisfying. I got confused in majority of the duels. Like, okay, I know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh, don't get me wrong, but I had to like literally had to pay attention, catch myself. And it feels like I don't want to watch this movie again. I'm watching a sub rather than a dub. I just don't want to watch this movie again because I was trying to maybe rewatch it again, but it's like 2 hours wasting my time. I feel like I wasted my time on a movie. Like I love the original Yu-Gi-Oh. Don't get me wrong. I miss this. I really, if I really did miss it, I go back and rewatch it. I understand many people have the feeling I want to see them continue, but like I said, all good things have to go to an end, and then certain things we just have to let go and move forward. Keep moving forward. And there was some Yu-Gi-Oh series I love. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Zell. I wanted the story could continue, but it's already over. It was done. Same thing goes with I don't like much of 5Ds, but it's just like a little bit of it. But you get what I'm saying. Like all good things have to come to an end, and then the chapter closed for these characters. They got their goal, their generation, their motivation, and they just thrive on it. And this movie it just feels like a afterthought. Like I don't know, I don't feel nothing in this movie. And if there's sometimes I blank out and I had to immediately have to catch myself real quickly because it goes to shows this movie's not hooking me in, like hooking me. Again, afterthought movie, afterthought. Too busy focused on nostalgia. It's too busy instead of just making itself a new innovative idea of the show. Of this movie. I know it's based off of after the manga, but I don't know. It feels like I'm missing something in this movie. It feels like it's not a good one. Like it's not a good Yu-Gi-Oh movie. I'm sorry. It just I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from because you guys probably get the exact same feeling I'm getting for this movie in this review of Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side Dimensions. But I don't want to make this video longer than I should. I hope I say what I had to say in this. Maybe I can edit it and conjoin it because I don't want to make this review longer than it should, like a long essay, and it, people over exaggerate about certain things about this movie, like it's amazing, amazing. But I said, if you ever watch a movie or a TV show, always remember being cautious. Don't listen to anybody because of popularity. Now, back in the day, we used to watch certain things. Um, they used to be good when they pop it on TV. You got Naruto, Dragon Ball, Bleach, One Piece. You know, I remember Zatch Bell, like the good anime, and it's good and then memorable or lasting. But the new ones, there's some good new ones here and there. Like you got One Punch Man and all that. But it feels like majority of the shows and movies now making good stuff like they used to do back in the day. And then I started noticing people rewatching the old stuff more rather than the new ones because not many people not making no good ones anymore. They don't have like stories like meaning anymore. So I've kind of gone off topic, but like I really wish I could explain more with these villain. I could give Divine a D tier in one of my Yu-Gi-Oh tier lists, villains with tier lists, because it feels like I understand his motivation, but at the exact same time, it's kind of like construed because it's already over, dude. Like, Adam fix all his burdens and sins when it comes to, revenge of everybody. Because everybody have a different revenge type of way. With Merrick when he bounded by fate because of the Pharaoh when the Pharaoh returned back, but he got mentally abused. Bakura back in his ancestor days, witnessing a lot of sacrifice. They had to sacrifice 100 or 99 souls to create the millennium items. So that's why he manifests itself. Well, the entity manifests itself into the millennium ring. And it's kind of weird with the millennium ring. It feels like the millennium ring. Did that dude came back? But I know at the end, um, Yugi the Pharaoh, and specifically, took his Millennium Puzzle, and I hope he take the rest of the Millennium items too as well. I know he destroyed the Millennium Ring, and that's a good thing because these items should not be used ever again because there's people going to be start using them. Good, good. That's it for the show. But the whole thing in the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise series as a whole, the original Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay, in this part of the video, I think I might just edit this one slide in. After, this is just me, a little off topic. It's probably related to this video, just a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side Dimension. Want to join it in here. But with the duels, it was quite boring to me, to be honest. I know I said in the video of the dudes doesn't treat me much. I have I immediately have a straight face of it, like really have a straight face of it, and I feel like up to original Yu-Gi-Oh to Yu-Gi-Oh Zell, duels stopped falling off after Yu-Gi-Oh Arc 5. There's some good stuff, maybe partial way of Arc 5 because there's some iconic moments, but I feel like the duels became aftermath, like it became scripted. I know it's supposed to be in writing perspective, these dudes supposed to be scripted, but then again, it didn't have no meaning, like ideologies, what the card mean to the characters and all that type of stuff in the Dark Side Dimension duels as a whole. And I felt like, yeah, it felt like it just went downhill. So there's that. This is going to be part of the video when I conjoint it, and that's about it. So, another thing too as well about the duel, it's just a matter of fact of this Dark Side Dimension duel when they have that new summon of Dimension something. Dimension Summon. It was just more like it was so cheeky to only to cheat the monsters to come out, like the high level monsters, rather than having no cost, or what's the cost of using dimension effect or something like that, like a risk and a reward. Like maybe you could use this for a strategy vibe, or if I use this monster, it will probably reflect my life points as much as it should, or maybe I cannot do more summon higher level monster on that turn, or maybe next turn. You know what I'm saying? But there's no freebie, no risk, or no nothing. Just go ahead and summon your monster out like do a little clusterfuck duel. That's about it. It's like clusterfuck. Here you go, shit out your monster. There you go. That's All right, take two of this Yu-Gi-Oh! Honest review. Um, the point of the view is with the Dark Side Dimension is when I did explain certain things the best way I can. It feel like it's just lazy writing instead of just like doing it like creatively tell stories how to push these characters in the ideology to move to point A to point B, and instead of just it's more like lazy. It's just like they didn't thought about it too much of this shit. It just that the matter of fact that it is though uh they just move them as like chess pieces rather than yeah, you just go over here, you just go over here, and not thinking the aftermath of, constructing the story, like how the character's supposed to get through that, because it's more important to get to the story. It's their journey, to adventure, you know what I'm saying? To get that character development. And then when the resolution pay off to the end, it'd be so satisfying. So that's why I say I feel like this movie feels like it didn't try that hard to like construct these characters in an organic way, to make them feel like, oh, this is a memorable movie. I could rewatch this again, you know what I'm saying? But nah, it just no. It just that the characters went to point A to point B. Kaiba, get them 11 apiece. Divine, you need to be like a false meat shield villain or something like that. We just want to bring back the Pharaoh so they could do this all nostalgia. Yugi, I need you to help my brother so he can get more common sense. um, you know how it is in this movie. But other than that, that's a little bit. That's it. Until further notice, I've had to rewatch the old Yu-Gi-Oh shows. Maybe the old movie of the Pyramid of Life. At least one thing about it. At least it's narrative constructed in the Yu-Gi-Oh show. I know Division Yu-Gi-Oh have its problems, but at least one thing I enjoy it because the meaning and the story and how these characters go to point A, point B. I want my stories to hook me in. Nothing more, nothing less. Anywho, I hope you guys really do enjoy the video. Thank God I didn't stutter as much as they should. But you guys can understand where it comes from. It's just more like a confusing movie. Like, I give this movie a 2 out of 10. Well, you could say out of 5. If we're talking about like, yeah, 2 out of 5, or maybe 10 out of 6, maybe 5.5, because this movie is confusing to me. And I watch it one time, and there's no point of rewatching it because it just bored me to death. So, other than that, I hope you guys really do, again, enjoy this video. Leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this, random stuff like this. This is like my very first time reviewing of the, you know, movie reviewing as much as it should. I just want to get it out of my chest because I had nothing better else to do. I know I'm supposed to have been recording, doing some animations and all that, but I am working behind the scenes on my fan made project. So until further notice, until then, bye.